Yeah, if you are here again, I would say, Rinalda, very warm welcome again von Zavarovanica Sava from Slovenia. You are Director of Innovation and Business Use of Data, and you are preparing for us a presentation. Normally it was our topic last time, but you cannot attend, unfortunately. And today, as mentor preach, what should we do if we want to have a great customer experience? Also, very warm welcome. And we are very happy to know more about your customer experience in your company and what's the view from the operational side. So it means it's important to prepare a great customer experience. And you are doing a great job, Basno, because you are follow us, I think, more than some years from one side, from the insurance innovation topic. And since last year, February, you are supporting young insurance manager as mentor. Also, thank you for our cooperation and this mission to support our InTa. And some guys from your colleagues are here, and they are very happy to know more about your customer experience. And yeah, also stage is yours.
Thank you, Erica, and thank you for wanting me back to InTAS. I'm glad to do that, and I'm glad to do it today as well. Since there is a lot I want to share with you, I will start immediately by also sharing a few slides I prepared for you, so you can easily follow the topic. I believe that now you already see the screen.
Yeah, we see,
Yeah.
but you can start, I think, the presentation form.
Okay, go. I will start the presentation form. So, okay, here we go. Here we go. Before I just jump into the topic, I wanted to share with you what the customer experience is all about. I just wanted to point out that user experience is just the smaller part of customer experience, which is much more wider field of touch points that user is facing and experiencing without our different touch points, covering sales, claims, customer service, product delivery, of course, and onboarding, brand management, etc., etc. But why we need to put the customer experience in the center of what we do actually everyday job? Because from business point of view, it improves customer retention for sure. So we stay, or the customer stays with us longer in his lifetime value for us. He's more satisfied, what contributes to better cross-sell and upsell for sure. This is the easiest way to keep the customer satisfied, not only the customer, but also our owners that also seek for the profit at the end of the day. But where is the customer experience there? I wanted to share with you 7 drivers of disloyalty that are taking place in insurance world. As you can see, all of them are customer experience connected, which means that we all have the chance how to make users more happy, more loyal if we work on customer experience properly. So we'll come back to this, but this was just to prove how important it is to manage customer experience well. What are customers saying about the experience that they are facing nowadays in insurance industry? 71% of the customer expect an answer on social to be put down in 1 hour, or at least an hour and a half. This is very fast, accurate. 30% of the customer that have bad experience within insurance claims, they say they will switch most probably provider within 1 year. So this is 1/3 of our existing customer that in case he is facing bad experience in a claims field, then most probably we are going to lose him. This is a lot. 88% of the customer want more personalization in service, in the way how we communicate with him or her. So what is relevant for her or for him? General it isn't working anymore. Everyone is asking what's in there for me, and we need to make this point very clear so the customer is facing this service level fast and prompt. 47% of the customer want more online interaction with insurance company. So they are saying that they are switching from offline to online, and they want to experience the online experience as good as possible as well. And
I think you should switch something with a view. It's not a right presentation form. I think it's a presentation form for your special view, isn't it? Because we saw both slides from you, not only one. Also we see the upcoming slides as well.
okay. Because I have two different screens, and
Yeah.
you are
It's
on
only,
my
also
second
it's
one.
no problem, but
Rinalda, mogoče če jaz kar skočim, pa pomagam, če še enkrat šeraš, daš nekaj šerat, pa še enkrat šeraš, pa zbereš drugi zaslon.
Okay, let's try this way. How Carmen just suggested to share again the presentation. I'm reloading, and okay, let's see whether it works better this way. Can you be back to with me what you see now?
Prezentacijo vidim, Rinalda, veš, v PowerPointu. Sedaj, če bi zagnala prezentacijo, pa pol vidimo, kaj bi se, pa če ne.
No, I will continue with that.
okay.
I'll continue just with that. So, as I mentioned, only 47% of the consumer want, already 47% of the consumer want the online experience and customer experience in online environment properly. 14% only 14% of the customer are very satisfied with the communication they receive from the insurers. This is very low percentage, and we all need to work to make the percentage higher, of course, because there is 86% probability that we will address more satisfied customer. But what is coming next, actually? What are the trends in customer experience fields that need our attention? We all need to work on customer retention for sure, but how can we do that? With finding the right balance between human and digital, of course, put some automatization there when appropriate. some bots are coming in digital customer experience for sure, but we all need to work on quality on bots that we are implementing. Hyper personalization in customer experience is much more linked with omni-channel and cross-channel, the way we deliver our services. Much more channels are used nowadays that they used to be used by customer in the past. We need to offer all of them, and it's on the customer side to decide which one actually he or she is going to choose. That means also that on the distribution side, more probably we will need to combine the online and offline services. So the only offline is not anymore appropriate, and online is coming, but the combination of two is the winning combination. I already mentioned some personalization, but it's also taking place in the claim field. So what's relevant for me is there in that particular moment when the claim is there, not in general situation. Already, Andrea mentioned data. Data is, as you know, the new gold, and the power of buyer is in the hands through the data. They are willing or not willing to share with us, of course, because the trend, the increased connectivity in data field is taking place nowadays already. And going on with trends, transparency and simplicity are the one that we cannot avoid anymore. Transparency is much more linked to data lake. This is the data that third parties are providing, but not only. Data fragmentation through data warehouses is there, and simplicity is there only when customer effort score is marked 0. So he doesn't face any technical problems, any data connectivity problems, any emotional problems connected to what I said just before. All this drives a new data-driven technology, meaning some big data, artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, some blockchain, and so on and so on. This is all data connected technologies that are taking place already. And the very last two, I like them both very much because we are in the continuous search of balance between rational and emotional, and between what we promise, this is brand promise, and what we deliver. This is brand delivery or new marketing or customer experience field. But how do we do that in insurance company Sava? We do that through 5 different topics I want to address today and share with some experience with you today. This is data and analytics, communication, services and customer care, customer journeys, and the very end, culture. But let's see what's in there important in data and data analytics field. As Andrea already mentioned, just the speaker before me, she said we all need to work on quality of data. This is so much true. We need to be very accurate on gathering data, on utilizing and reuse of data, and governance this data. This is very, very important since services cannot be delivered properly with data handling correctly. Connected to that, what we see it's a nowadays experience out there in customer experience field. Advanced segmentation is taking place much based not on demographical data, but more on how customer is taking the buying decision. So in what step of the buying process he is, and connected to this kind of data, we can act and address him in communication field more accurate and more relevant for her, for him. Hyper personalization is there in customer experience as well, because this is what we want to experience. Our personal personal experience is much more of bigger importance. There are some personalization, real-time communication per customer in claim process, in claim prevention as well. As we all know, we want to prevent as much as claims as possible, and this is the way how we help customer and our company at the same time. And all this leads to excellent self-service from time to time, to advanced e-shop, chatbots, 24/7 customer experience, and so on. Some percentage of the customer want to be served self-served. So it's up to us to offer this kind of services and let customer decide which one he or she wants to use. So we are moving from more descriptive to more advanced analytics, meaning not only historical, but more to predictive analytics. So predictive analytics is happening only when historical data are accurate, but still we are switching from only descriptive, historical to more predictive analytics these days. We are also putting customer-centric metrics in place. We used to be a very product-oriented company. We are switching to be a much more customer-centric organization, meaning that we are implementing customer lifetime value parameter. We are using propensity to buy or next best offer if you want to. So which is probability of the precise product to be bought from the customer we have in front. Churn prediction is something that we put in place to prevent a customer to leave if there is still time and place to react and making him not to leave the company for sure. And we are also using customer rating score. This is in the banking business, you have very similar indicator credit score, but we are using in our company customer rating score. So we exactly know which customer brings us more profit and which are the customers that, for example, may make more claims than actually profit on the other side. And we act accordingly because especially the customers that are very important customer for company, we pay special attention and we treat them even a bit better because they want them to stay with our company. On the other hand, we also have some new service analytics, such as OLA or SLA. OLA is the minimum standard set in minutes or in hours, meaning how fast we want us to respond, to organize ourselves to be able to give feedback to customer. SLA is service level agreement with partners, so we determine minimum standard of some service in how many minutes or days, if you want to. We need to be back to customer with the accurate answer. So this is something for us, what we follow, what we set up on our previous experience, and especially important, what customer expect from us. We also monitor and improve total resolution time per channels, of course, and we implemented some cross-channel interaction analytics as well. So this omni-channel and cross-channel distribution and communication is executed smoother and with no effort from customer side. I already mentioned communication, and saying that, I would like to point out that we use omni-channel and cross-channel communication nowadays quite efficient, but still have some touch point to fix, to be very honest, because we are not on our 360 complete customer view in this particular moment, but we are getting there. So this 360 view of the customer, all interaction he has or she has with our company is very important, so we can act on time in each different touch point the customer is facing with our company, with our brand. How important the personalized services I already pointed out. So this is very important to see from the customer side what is relevant for her or for me in that particular moment. The general response is not working and it's not contributing to better customer experience. I already mentioned digitalization and automatization when appropriate of the communication and of the service delivery as well. New marketing is actually the engagement of the customer. So we are measuring how successful we are in marketing field on how a customer is engaged with our brand and with our company, and how willing is to recommend our company and this particular experience to others. We are measuring that through Net Promoter Score. This is international KPIs that is monitored in each of the industries. In financial industries, it is usually from 25 to 50 maximum. It goes from minus 100 to plus 100. And in this particular moment in Zavarovalnica, Sava, Slovenia, the Net Promoter Score is 38. And it's increasing. This is what we are monitoring, and this is the result of customer experience being managed well for sure. And it's very important that a customer experience is not delivered through the traditional organizational structure, through different business units, hopefully connected among them. But on the right hand, you see the modern, updated organizational structure that is organized all around customer. Not only employees are organized differently from we were used to organize in the past, but also what today was already mentioned, the data is organized in a very different way. So the organization of the data is very, very important to be synchronized with the customer experience needs, and very well linked that we can act accurate, prompt, on time, and with no errors. We act very accurate and with no errors on the service and customer care field as well. In the customer service field, we want to stand out for the excellence of execution for sure, but still we need to see where the balance is between being human and being digital. If you want me, where the agent comes in and where the self-service is maybe a better solution. We are continuing mapping customer decision journeys, not only through different physical and online touch points, but also through emotional journeys I'm going to share with you in the next slides as well. And what is our ultimate goal? Goal is that our service is with no effort from customer side, very transparent, on time, and accurate. This is the way how customer prefers our service to be delivered. I mentioned also some self-service solution that are gaining space in our services. So this is modern modular e-shop. In Zavarovalnica Sava, we have 9 products that are offered online. Andrea, 1 hour ago, mentioned one of them. We have more of them, and our goal is to implement at least two new online products per year each year, because we all see that customers prefer and are even more using online e-shops, and we are putting a lot of effort to do the e-shop smoothless, seamless, and with no effort. 3-4 clicks buying decision. But not only distribution, also claims are gaining some space in self-service area. So is remote signature, remote payment, so everything what a customer can do remotely, not necessarily coming to our offices or stores. And the 4th customer journey topic, actually, customer journey is something that customer is taking the decisions. As I said before, we need to offer them multiple choice, and it's up to him or to her to choose the one he prefers, one he wants for him to be used. Not only on distribution and on claim side for sure, there is much in between and also before distribution that we need to pay attention to, because some of these touch points are already well executed, while others are not. Others are facing some stressful situation for clients because they don't take place very often, and situations that are not very usual or they don't take place very often are the ones where we all feel the stress. So our aim or goal there is to reduce the stress from customer side as much as possible, especially on the claim side, because the situation itself is stressful, and client being put in this situation most probably for the first time in his life is in the very stressful situation for that as well. But we face some different touch points on prevention, on education, on some assistance as well. So there is not only distribution and claims, as I said. But as you saw and heard me before, I many times I mentioned emotional journey of the client as well, because this is what we address actually, because we are not addressing technical touch points, but more emotional touch points we have with the clients. With the curve that I shared on the slide is pointing out where the client is satisfied or is positive in emotional map, but we also see the points where the client is not happy about the situation he needs to face. This is the opportunity for insurance company to make his stressful situation as small as possible, so and as short as possible. For sure, we cannot avoid him being put in the situation, but we can help him coming out of the situation fast and with no more situation where this emotional disorder is facing. Because insurance industry is all about the motion. We would all like to deliver only good experience, but we cannot avoid delivering some bad, since we are much more connected to the safety, but also to some fear. Industry is all about making fear as small as possible, and to satisfy the clients in the field of safety for sure. And this is very much connected to emotional, and is very much connected to the emotional journey map. I mentioned the distribution and claims were a huge majority of touch point is happening, but we need to have in mind that nowadays the hybrid distribution is already taking place, meaning that online and offline is combined in different environment, and in Zavarovalnica Sava, we are distinguishing between the two of them. Those value that is more transactional and the value that is more relationship connected. We see that our advice, the advice from the insurance company will take place in the future, especially where the products are complex and where customer needs some advice from our side. This is usually the field where higher risk is facing. On the other hand, on very simple or low premium products, we see some self-service coming up front. These are low risk segments of more transactional value. But again, it's up to customer to decide which way of delivering service is he or she using. But this is how we see the future and the role of the agents and the role of insurance company nowadays and even more in the future. For sure, if the distribution is hybrid, then also some of the operationals that we used to run are going to be splitted. We need to put much more attention to lead generation, lead management as well. Oropo is there, Oropo research online and purchase offline, that need some accuracy and some management for our side. And also some partner management. I wanted to mention partner management for that because in the period of data, some of the purchases of the insurance are not happening within our environment, but within the environment where a previous purchase was done. Just an example, more and more insurance are bought, for example, in car stores where cars are bought, then through the agents nowadays. So the car partners is again one of the very important stakeholders that we need to help him delivering the service and the experience in this part of distribution as excellent as possible, since he is the very important partner in the customer experience as well. So this is the combination of the stakeholders that is getting on importance, and we need to keep that in mind because it's not only us, but our partners that also deliver excellent customer experience.
Rinalda, also I'm sorry for the interruption, but we have a little bit delay from the time here. And I would like to have a last sentence because our next speaker is here already. And I'm very sorry. So if I would like to have that you summarize your giveaway to our young talents to do a great customer experience. Okay.
Okay, Erika, I will take 2 more minutes just to conclude. I will just mention that it's very important that you do transformation of the corporate culture with the combination of employee-centric and customer-centric. And there comes design thinking and innovation in place as well. Because I would like to ask you to have in mind that only the combination of disability, viability, and feasibility is making the innovation executed well. And this is where innovations have something to do with customer experience as well. So I would like to conclude that please do ask do use your design thinking and your experience in making customer experience better through innovations, because you know exactly what customer wants, where the gap between promise and delivery is, and we can make that gap as small as possible within insurance industry.
Mm. Thank you so much, Renata. It was again a very professional and very great insights. What are you doing in Slovenia in your company? And it's a very structured way. And I hope every company can learn from this structured way and to get this higher satisfied promotion for the clients. Yeah, thank you so much. Of course, you are invited to stay with us because it's related to our topic, the climate change. And we invited one of the best technology company, I would say, in the world because they are working international. And thank you, Rinalda. As I see you in June in Vienna by our Insurance Innovation Day. Thank you again for your time. Thank you. Yeah, Michael, you are here.
Hi, Erika.
Very sorry for a little bit delay, also that
no worries.
We have so many topics and we want to motivate young talents to understand and away from this silo thinking. And I was very happy to see a slide again, away from silo department, marketing, underwriting. So we should work together for a better insurance world. And today is our topic, climate change. Of course, this is this fact or so that we are seeing. And and we are invited you as technology company. What are you doing with data? Because we know the data is the new oil. And how can we manage and a lot of strategy? Okay, prevention is important from the claims point of view. And stage is yours, Michael. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you very much, Erika. Thank you for the nice introduction. I'm gonna share my slides. Okay, do you see my screen now? Okay, perfect. So yeah, again, thank you, Erika. Thanks for having me. It's a huge honor for me to speak to you all again about the probably most urgent topic of our generation, about climate change, and especially about the extreme weather that is caused by climate change, and especially in the context of insurance companies, insurers. And that's why I want to today talk about what I call data-driven impact calculation of severe weather events for insurers. Before we go into detail, my name is Michael Mochert, or just Michael. I am the global head of product innovation here at UBMed. So I'm responsible with my teams for our product range, for our global product portfolio, but also for new innovation in products. And I will give you today some insights about our products and our innovations at UBMed. And in case of any questions, feel free to jump in anytime. And I will try to stay within my 20 minutes time frame. Let's see if I can manage that. So let's jump into it. Okay. Erika already gave us some very, very warm welcome regarding our topic. Just a few words about UBMed. We are the innovation and market leader in the insurance business. We have more than 160 insurers on the globe that are our partners, especially in Central Europe, but also in other countries and continents. Our focus is mostly on high precision metrology. I will come back to that later, what we really define as high precision metrology. we also have our global patented 3D lightning detection network. So we are able to detect every single lightning that is happening on the globe. And we have the most precise lightning detection network available for Europe. So we detect every single lightning happening within about a range of 70 meters. So that's really precise. We are also very future oriented when it comes to AI technologies that are developed by our in-house R&D department. So we have our own in-house R&D department that works pretty much very closely together with my teams, with the innovation teams, to make sure that the innovations or the technologies we develop in our R&D department find their way finally into our products. And last but not least, I want to stress this point here. We are still led by our founders. So there is two scientists, one meteorological expert and one doctor of chemistry, and they are both still leading the company. So there is no US venture capital fund or anything else in the background. There's just those two scientists, and they want to make the world a better and safer place by exact weather data. And that's why it's so satisfying to work here for UBMed in this really data-driven and innovative company. So I heard data is the new oil. So let's talk about which data we use. We very often use which data do you use? Do you have weather stations, or how do you measure the data? And I think it's very important to say, I don't want to go into detail here about which weather data we use, because we can talk for hours and days just about how and which data we use. I just want to give you an overview of how much data we are actually processing. So we have a globally parallel amount of data we are processing, more than 100 terabytes of data per day. We are just processing. There is nothing calculated yet. This is just processing. I just go through that list, and if you have questions afterwards, I can answer them. But just to give you an overview, we use satellite data regarding cloud coverage. As I said, we have our own lightning detection system for the complete globe. We have radar data available that is for precipitation, so rain and snow. We have meteorological secondary data, we call it. This is more accumulated data. We run weather stations, and we get the data of several weather stations from countries all over the world. We get local weather models, we get global weather models, and we get also like third or tertiary data from our partners and customers. And what we then more or less do is we put all those data together in a very smart way. So data alone is worth nothing in our perspective. It is very important to have it, but you also have to know how to deal with the data. And we mix all the data together, and from those data, we make the most precise weather models you have available on the market. And I very much like this picture here, and I want to show you why it is so important to know what to do with the data and what we do with the data and how we transform this data into maximum precision weather models and meteorological data. So on this picture here, you see the city of Innsbruck. It's an Austrian city. And the interesting thing here is Innsbruck, the city, it's in the middle of the valley, so on the bottom of the valley. It is about on an altitude of 600 meters, while the mountains you see left to the city are the so-called Nordkette, and they have an elevation of more than 2,000 meters. So between Innsbruck and the top of the mountains, there is an elevation difference or a difference in altitude of more than 1,500 meters. And then you see also on those pictures, those grids. And let's stay on the left side. You see those 13 times 13 kilometer grids. And this is usually the grids used by industry standard models. And all of those cells in these models have just one value. So one value for temperature, one value for rain, and so on. So when you use those industry standard weather models, you would have one single value for temperature for Innsbruck and for the top of the snowy mountain. And of course, there is not the same temperature in Innsbruck and in the snowy top of the mountain on the glacier. And there you see the problem on the right side. You see our high precision weather models with our patented downscaling methods, where we can downscale those grids from 13 to 13 kilometer up to 100 times 100 meters. So we know the weather more or less on an address level. This is especially very important for insurers when it comes to, has there been a damage, a weather event that could have caused a damage on a certain location. We have products for that, and that's why we need those very high resolution of 100 times 100 meters. And you can think that those 13 times 13 kilometers resolution is not sufficient for most weather tasks. By the way, this is also the reason why the iPhone weather very often is not that accurate for Europe, because it uses exactly those 13 times 13 kilometer grids. That's why sometimes the iPhone weather is not that precise. So now we know how weather data works, how it is important, but now we want to go one step further, because we from UBIMED, we want to have impact on industries. Just giving an industry the most precise weather data is not enough from our perspective, because we have to create an impact by creating products for the industry. And here we are I can tell you, we are the innovation, let's say innovation drivers here for the insurance industry. And I want to give you some kind of overview over our innovations we developed over the last years together with several partners. These are all products that are running, that are in place in our standard product portfolio. And with those products, we realize real impact at our partners. So let's start in 2004, that we invented the severe weather warning. The severe weather warning is a text message or a notification you receive as the client of an insurer, hours before an event happens. We introduced the warning in 2004 with our partner Unica in Austria. And maybe some of you heard it. Allianz Germany just announced that they have more than 1 million of their clients already subscribed to that service, and they plan to roll it out to all of their customers within the next years. So this is a service that is more and more used by all insurers in all over Europe. And as I said, this message is received minutes before the event or hours before the events, depending on the parameter. And it's on the one hand a claims prevention tool, and on the other hand side a marketing tool. So from the previous presentation we heard about the net promoter score. We know that this product also increases the net promoter score significantly, more than you could imagine when you just think about a normal weather alert. In this product already goes in a lot of complexity, a lot of intelligent standing logics. But unfortunately, the time is today not enough to go into this product, but it's one of our most successful products. A second innovation we developed in 2012 is our claims information system. This is a system where you can verify a claim if the weather really happened that could have led to a claim. For example, was there really a lightning strike on this address? Or have there been really that wind gusts and that address that there could really be that weather-related claim? And you would be surprised in how many cases the weather was actually not the root cause for a claim. So we see numbers of between 20 to 30 or even 40% of filed claims that are not plausible just according to weather. In 2019, we also developed our Are You OK message. The difference to the severe weather warning is simply that you get this message after an event. So while the severe weather warning you receive about 10 to 15 times a year when there is a severe weather event happening, also depending where you live, you get the Are You OK messages about in average once per year. So really after there is a severe weather event happening on your location. And when we from UBIMED, we are pretty sure that there is a high chance that you have suffered from a claim. And then the Are You OK message is sent out, and it has two benefits. On the one hand, it shows the client that the insurer really cares about him. He asks, are you okay? We know there was a severe weather event, and here is the possibility to file your claim. So you strengthen the feeling that you really care about your customer, so that really has an impact on how your brand is received by the customers. And on the other hand, you get the client into the automatic or digital claim filing process, which is also a benefit in terms of efficiency. And the last point I want to talk today is our Severe Weather Impact Manager. And this tool was developed to predict mass accumulation events, so that already days before extreme weather events or mass claim events, or in German it's Kumulereignisse, before they happen, insurers can prepare and know where the mass claims events will happen and how hard they will be hit. What is the impact of the weather event? And we developed this product in 2021. And why is this product, why we think this is the next logical step in the evolution of insurance products, we will see on the next slides. We developed this product just a few months before the huge flood in Ahrtal actually happened. So the huge flood in Ahrtal in July 2021, where more than 100 people died. If someone would have told you like 5 years ago that there will be hundreds of people drowning in Germany because of floodings, everybody would have laughed at you and said, okay, this will never happen. But we are facing climate crisis. And I really want to stress that I use the word climate crisis here and not climate change, because change is a very neutral word, sometimes even a positive word. When you think about the Scorpions song, The Wind of Change, for example, which we would need today again, probably. So it's actually a very neutral or positive word when we talk about change, but actually we're facing a crisis, a huge crisis. This was visible in 2021 in Germany. That was visible last summer when we had the droughts in all of Europe, when we couldn't supply our people with water, and our supply chains in the economy nearly broke down. Or, for example, in Austria and Czechia, we had this tornado going on, I think 1 or 2 years ago. So we are facing events we would have declared as extreme a few years ago, but they become normal. The extreme will become the new normal. And this is for all weather types. This is storm, rain, droughts, floods, hail, everything. Everything will be more extreme. And for insurers, especially at the moment, they feel completely at the mercy of those events, because let's be honest, no insurer is really prepared for those more extreme events. And I can tell you, I have to deal with weather every day. We're just seeing the tip of the iceberg right now. So this will be much, much worse in the next years. The weather events will become more extreme, and insurers are not prepared today. There is nearly no objective source of information how insurers will be hit by such extreme weather events that lead to mass claims events for them. They have the media reports, but they are not tailored to the specific needs of the insurers. I have an example later in the presentation. Sometimes they have experienced employees, but also this is a very isolated knowledge, and that is also not really applicable for the new weather extremes we are facing. Because if you would have asked your employees how probable is it that hundreds of people drowning in Germany because of floods, all would have told you that is not possible because it never happened. But it happened 2 years ago, and it will maybe happen again. It's more a question of when and not so much a question of if. And in addition to that, there is no proactive database decision basis available for insurers. Insurers are also forced by the EU taxonomy to implement measures of preparation for extreme weather events. So more or less, insurers have to take action because of regulatory, but also just because of physical demands. But at the moment, there's nothing like that in place where you can really say, okay, how can I handle such events? And that's why we need some kind of database severe weather impact management. And that's why we at UBMed developed our latest innovation, our severe weather impact management, or as we call it, the SWIM tool. What we do with SWIM is we intersect our high precision weather data you saw at the beginning of the slides, and we intersect this data with customer data, with insurers' clients' data. So it's important to know where people live to know if there will be a claim. I give two examples. If there is a huge weather event going on in an area where no people live that are insured at your insurance, it is tragic for the people living there, but not a problem for you as an insurance. On the other hand side, if there will be a not that extreme weather event, but it is in an area where a lot of people of you are living, you probably have a problem, and the media will not talk about it because the weather event is not that extreme, but it will hit you hard. So we have to bring together those two worlds of weather data and insurance customer data. Very important to mention here is that is all applicable to GDPR. So there is no exchange of personal data or person-related data like names or addresses or policy numbers. So we only take an aggregation of numbers together so that we know where the people live, but we don't have any personal data. And we bring this together. And additionally to that, I mentioned at the beginning that we have a huge client basis in Europe. So we know about 80% of all weather-related claims happening in Europe. We know about them. So we pretty much know exactly at which weather conditions claims happen. And then, so now we know which weather is happening where. So different weathers have different impacts. So for example, a windstorm at the northern coast of Germany has different impacts as the same storm in Bavaria, because in the northern coast of Germany, you are used to storms. You are not used to storms so much in Bavaria. So the same storm will have different impact on you that you have to take into consideration. We call this climatology. So all of what I said and much more, we pack into our smart algorithms, packed it with AI and machine learning tools, and generate a so-called impact forecast so that we can predict before a weather event is happening what will be the impact. So before any claim is filed, before the weather is happening, before any storm comes or hail falls, we tell you where you will be impacted in which way, days before the event. That was our goal when we designed the product. And to finalize my presentation, I have a case study with you. What we did is we looked at data available before an event, and then we looked at the claims that happened after the event. So everything that was available before the event, you see in yellow, and then we compare it with what happened after the event in blue. First of all, we looked at media maps for a storm event in Germany some years ago. That was the media map that was publicly available. You see there is probably a lot of storm going on in the center of Germany, also some storms in the south, maybe something in the north. For a private person, perfect. You know it will be a very windy day. For an insurer, it is impossible to take any actions based on this publicly available map. And that's why, I mean, publicly available media data is not suitable for insurers when we talk about climate crisis or extreme weather caused by climate crisis. Then we looked at our high precision weather data. This is not publicly available. You have to pay to get this data, and you see this is really our high precision data. You see this on this very small fragmented parts in the south of Germany. So this is high precision weather data I talked about in the beginning of my presentation. You see a much more diverse picture. You see, okay, probably in the north there will be nothing. You still see the strong wind band in the middle of Germany. So you still don't know exactly where the claims will happen along this band. And you see in the south a very differentiated picture, and you can't really tell from this picture, okay, will there be claims or not? And then we combined this the weather data from that day, so the complete weather data we have, with the client data in the background, and we got this picture from our impact forecast. On first sight, I was like, okay, yeah, there must be some problem because, okay, I see in the eastern part of Germany, in Sachsen, in Thüringen, in Sachsen-Anhalt, there will be a lot of claims predicted by our impact forecast. There will be a little bit in the west, but much less than I would have expected, and nothing in the south. And initially I thought like, okay, I'm not sure if this will happen like this. But when we looked at the actual claims numbers, it's more or less happened exactly how our impact forecast predicted the claims to happen. And now someone can come and say, oh, this must be an insurer who has only customers in Eastern Germany. And I can tell you that's not the case. That's the largest insurer in Germany. You all know them. I maybe already mentioned this insurer in this presentation. So this insurer is distributed over all of Germany. But our impact forecast, our AI algorithm said, okay, there will only be a vast number of claims in the eastern part, but there it will be a really lot of claims. And that's exactly what happens. And that's the value proposition of this tool. Insurer can many days upfront prepare where the claims will happen and can so benefit from this tool. So you have a database decision basis for the top level management. I mean, if you can tell your boss, your C-level, hey, I know in this area we will have so and so many claims, this will be really valuable information for your top level management. You can increase your internal efficiency by ramping up resources, by planning internal capacities, and so on. You can reserve external resources. So, for example, in a case of a hailstorm, you can save car mechanics. You can reserve halls for repairs. You can reserve, in the case of a storm, you can reserve external roofers and so on. And the result will be that you have less costs per claims, less average costs per claims, and you have higher customer satisfaction rates because the claims of your customers will be handled the fastest. So your clients will be satisfied as well. And last but not least, I told you already, you will apply to EU taxonomy. You all will have applied to EU taxonomy, and this tool helps you to do so. So all in all, we think that this is our next game changer for insurers when we look at climate change and especially extreme weather due to climate change. Yeah, I'm really curious how this tool will develop. And as we have already several customers and we see each year coming more customers for this tool, I'm really looking forward how the progress of this tool will be in the future. So thank you very much, Erica. I'm sorry I was a little bit too long, and now we have time for more questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Michael. So it was always the experience that your data, as this 100 terabyte, so I think huge. So this is to handle it from the technology point of view. We have a little bit delay from our meeting, but my last question to InTa's. Do you have any questions to this very interesting topic? How can we help for our clients in prevention case?
I just want to say for you, Michael, Michelle, thank you. It's very impressive story. Seems like a story from futuristic novels. It's very hard to believe. Thank you for your information.
Thank you very much. You're welcome. And yeah, I have to say I sometimes feel the same, and that's why I feel so blessed to work here. And I think our products do exactly this. Sometimes we think that, wow, this is like coming from the future. But we can actually do it, and we are really keen on bringing this knowledge to insurers to help you to be more effective and especially save lives and prevent damages.
Yeah, thank you so much, Michael, and see you by Insurance
Yes.
Innovation Day in
See you
Vienna.
soon.
Okay, thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Have a nice day.
All the best. Bye-bye.
Yeah, dear Intas, I know we are a little bit delayed, but do you have time, 5 minutes more to play our Kahoot? Do you want? Please hand up or so. We can start with our great Kahoot gamification. Okay, are you ready?
Yes. Let it be.
Okay, also it means you can grab your smartphone and give kahoot.it in the browser and bring with your PIN 9475040. I will start with the sound as well. Sorry, it's better if you... Okay. Oh, hey, somebody coming with a PIN code line. Who are you? Which 947? We need your name. Also, please go back because we don't know who are you. Okay, also, who is it? The number here? I hope everybody know. Okay, I would start. Okay, or Carmen is here. Okay, are you ready? What is global warming? Yes, the ocean will be warmer, but the official, this long-term heating of the Earth phrase. Yes, so this is the global warming. Carmen, you are on the first place. Every year, when is the people around the world celebrate Earth Day? It's very actual, yes, 22nd of April. Also, stop. Okay, also, do you know how many will be investigated to ESG in the EU region? Yes, 14 trillion. Also, I don't have a number from Asia, also sorry about it, but 14 trillion in Europe. Konstantin. Okay, we heard today what does it mean ESG. Yes, environment, social and governance. Konstantin is the first place again. What does it mean environment? Yes, that's right. Konstantin on the first place again. Okay, social. Yes, the blue one. Is Konstantin on the first place again? And governance. What does it mean, governance? Why should we think about it? Yes, the border with the ethics, political lobbying, resilience. Konstantin, first place. We spoken about different part, and it's called holistic ESG approach. What do you mean? Yes, asset, liabilities, value chain, and company operation. It's the whole picture of the ESG approach. Konstantin is the first. Yes, we mentioned is the regulation, the clients, and the investment perspective is important from the framework point of view. And we end what we started. Also your company is ESG, also yes, no, we are concentrated to ESG. Change ready or change driver? Yes, change driver, change ready. Okay, also the most of the company are change ready. Also this is very great that we understand the ESG. We want to do something together because this is a common issue, not only for one or other insurance companies, as is important. Okay, who are the Sieger? The Martin is the first place. The second place is Kenny. And the first place is Konstantin. Congratulations. For the seventh, fifth is Carmen. Also, it's great. Congratulations again. And thank you for your time. Thank you to be here today. And I would say that I wish you a great week again, and please come to our motivator to collect your InTa coins. And every time we will think about new challenges, and you know, it's with this cohort, also it's end of May, also it will be the Sieger, also from the last some months. I will collect it who were the 3 places, and I think about again something surprise for you. And next month we will meet not 23, we will meet 18th of May. Okay, also it's some delay because in the I have to go to the trip. Okay, also thank you for your time. I hope that you enjoy our InTa launch today, and see you next time. And don't forget to collect your InTa coins. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Erika, for
Thank you.
great
Bye-bye.
speakers and
Have a nice day.
presentation.